GPS, get lost with me. No microchips planted in me. I'm not a hippie, but I do hippie things.
In the late 16th century, much of what is now the Netherlands was occupied by the Spanish Empire. In the town of Breda, a band of rebels hid themselves on a boat carrying fuel into the city's stronghold. This Trojan horse-style move successfully surprised the occupiers, and the city was claimed for a new republic. They call it Nederland. We call it the Netherlands, or more loosely, Holland. Now fast forward over 400 years and take a ride through the Dutch Republic. We'll start at its heart. Amsterdam.
Do you have a card or something like your music or?
Facebook.
Okay, that works. Hang on, let me write it down, man.
Read that. Philly Moore.
Yeah, Philly Moore.
Yeah, that's me on Facebook. That's the easiest thing to
find you? Yeah, got it.
Yeah. It's free and all that.
Yeah, for sure. Dude, Philly, nice to meet you. I hope to see you guys tonight, man. If you're around. Yeah, man. Woo! So I'm walking up towards the Leids of Plein, which I like a lot. I'm gonna go past the three big canals that spiral almost all the way around the center of Amsterdam. Can't come to Holland, the Netherlands, Nederland, and not see Amsterdam. First to the canals, Herengracht. People always tell me I walk too fast. New York trained me that way. Gotta get where I'm going, but let's stop here and take a look. Second canal, Keizersgracht. The third, Prinsengracht. And here we are, the Leids of Plein. You can see it behind me here. I just paid $5.90 for this beer right here, which is gone, as you can see. Amsterdam is not a huge party city, though you can find the party here. Now, walking over to the Rijksmuseum area, and here are all the people taking all the pictures. And of what, do you wonder? Of what? That.
Amsterdam is always surprising me. It's so much more than the cliche red light district and coffee shops, though that liberal-minded rock and roll spirit is as strong as it ever was. And they have one of the lowest crime rates in the world to go with it. Of course, I was drawn to the music scene, and the city led me to a place called the Backstage Hotel, where every Tuesday night, songwriters local and international share an open mic. It's part of something called the Amsterdam Songwriters Guild. I've made a lot of friends at this place and eventually curated the Amsterdam version of the Acoustic Guitar Project, which was done in association with this collection of songwriters.
Jij soms gezien hoe het gleed uit mijn hand in stukken op straat.
I've been to a lot of open mics, but this one is in a league of its own. The community genuinely supports and cares for each other, whether you just write songs for fun or you're trying to be the next big thing. Throughout my struggles as a musician, I've often been made to feel that other musicians are my competition, like we're dogs fighting over scraps. But the truth is we're comrades, and this is one of those places where you really feel that. The next day I headed to Den Haag, or as we call it, The Hague. I actually really prefer the original name, Schavenhage. Anyway, I went there to make a song with my acoustic guitar project friend Yara, and like Amsterdam, The Hague blew me away with its attractiveness and charm. It's the seat of the Dutch government and home to the International Court, but my favorite discovery was the Escher Museum. No, this isn't the Escher Museum. This is just me Instagramming some cool Dutch scene on the outskirts of the city. This is my acoustic guitar project friend Johnny, who hosts a couple open mics in the city. And that's Yara, and I have no idea who that is. This is inside the Escher Museum. And that girl you see with me, well, that's the reason I came to Holland in the first place.
I dated a Dutch girl for about a year and a half, which was a good experience. It's always nice being in love, and hard falling out of love. Maybe that's kind of like my life on the road. I have these moments of, oh wow, how beautiful. So I'm here in The Hague, also known as this little area outside of The Hague, which used to be its own village, but as things happen now, cities grow together, and this is called Scheveningen, which is a town here on the sea. I can see the sea out this window in this area called Fast. It's a little surf village, not that old, everything made out of recycled materials. Staying in the hostel here. We've got a bar, cool people hanging out up at the bar, nice people running the bar. Met a couple guys earlier that are shaping boards over there, have some really creative ideas about shaping boards using 3D printers.
My name is Julian.
Okay, Julian. And you are?
My name is Hank.
Okay, Hank. This is a 3D printing, surfboard making and shaping machine that usually costs tens of thousands to create. These guys did it for $6. And what's cooler is the materials they're using are recyclable and eco-friendly, so it's more than just making surfboards.
We think that with surfing, we can educate people while we're having fun in the water. People, when they're having fun, and when you have them in their prime time, you know, they're happy surfing. And when you educate them, it will last longer and maybe make them aware of bigger issues than the surfboard manufacturing. So
That's a bit of a mission statement, right?
that's the mission statement.
That respect for Mother Earth is at the core of this place. FAST, which is short for Free Architecture Surf Terrain. I sat down with Geert, the man in charge. So dude, just like, tell me a little bit about this place.
Yeah, we started here in 2009. It was actually a deserted place right on the boulevard of Scheveningen. And so we came up with a plan for a container village, especially for surfers. We have some facilities here for surfers, like hot showers, a restaurant, all those kind of
Board
things.
storage.
Board storage, those kind of things that are year-round. In first hand, it was for surfers, but yeah, we decided actually right away that it had to be like this open character where everybody felt invited to come in.
He went on to say that they want to create a place where travelers can feel like a local, and I think they're doing a pretty good job. It was kind of cold and quiet when I was there, but even with that, people came out and joined in the family meal that for 10 euros was pretty delicious. And the breakfast the next morning was really good as well. And the coffee, I don't know what they put in it, but it was super lekker. I mean, seriously good. In the summertime, they throw these huge parties with bands and DJs, and I bet it's a pretty good time. I gotta get back there because surfing by day, dancing by night, sounds like my kind of scene. After FAST, Soos and I went on a tourist trap trip to 2 Dutch institutions. The first was Madurodam, a tour through Holland in miniature.
The only time that I've been there, I was 6, and that was my favorite thing.
Yeah, of course.
My father paid so much money for me to get all the candies again.
Still your favorite, trust me.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to seeing it now. So I think we should get some, I'm gonna get some change.
I have some in my pocket.
You have 10 cents?
I have a 10-cent piece.
One.
One.
That's not enough. Yeah, so when I was little and this was my favorite thing here, I would get my father to buy me all the candy. But that thing also broke down every once in a while, so when he threw in 10 cents, it wouldn't give him a candy, and when I, after that, could throw in 10 cents that he gave me, I got 2 candies. I want people dancing.
The next stop was the acclaimed Keukenhof Flower Gardens. We were there on opening day, and it sucked.
Oh, that's so interesting.
Oh, look, flowers that aren't there. We're filming the ground right now, just so you know.
That is so amazing.
Susie hates flowers.
Look at
everything
the
beautiful.
Flowers. Oh my god.
She's actually a Sith Lord.
Aren't they pretty? They have actually different colors. Would you just look at it?
Would you just look at it? Would you just look at it?
Shut. Hush.
Those fields you see out the window, they'll be covered in flowers once spring is in full swing. Holland is actually the #1 exporter of flowers in the world,
They're number 2 in the Department of Food and Agriculture exports. Not bad for a small country. I think the thing to do here would be to jump on a bike and cycle around all the flower fields. They actually rent bikes right at the entrance to Keukenhof. Welcome to Breukelen, the Dutch version, the original version. Say it for me, Soos. Say it right.
Breukelen.
With cookie in your mouth one more time.
Breukelen.
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 Breukelen. So this is the original Breukelen. For those of you who don't know, you should know that New York used to be New Amsterdam.
Amen.
Amen. No Jesus. The Dutch Republic was the global superpower of the 17th century. With colonies and trade routes spanning the entire globe, the East and West India trading companies were the economic engine and dominated trade as the first ever multinational corporation. It was this that led to the settlement of New Amsterdam. Interestingly enough, the Dutch didn't lose the city to the English as much as they just gave it up. Masters back in old Amsterdam saw the place as a money pit and ceded the city peaceably. However, the Dutch settlers were allowed to stay, and therefore the Dutch identity as an open-minded, multicultural, business-first society stuck. And that soul of New York remains to this day. Our next stop was Soos's home of Utrecht, but I can go no further without highlighting something that is synonymous with Holland. Cycling. Everyone rides bikes. Cycle lanes are literally everywhere, and the bike parking garages are insane. Thousands upon thousands of bikes. I dig it. Okay, moving on. I'm hauling ass. My jeans are all wet. I'm all wet. Got a bag on. It's the Dutch way, man. Welcome to Utrecht. Nice city, medieval city, different from Amsterdam in that respect. This city goes back a bit further, whereas Amsterdam represents the combination of all the provinces, the 12 provinces of Holland. Utrecht is a medieval city, and you can see that. Utrecht, like everywhere I've been in Holland, is laced with a network of canals. This is because a large part of the country is below sea level, hence Nederland, or the lowlands. With these canals and a series of dams, the Dutch controlled the flow of water and created the fertile land that is now the Netherlands. This fact, along with their rich maritime tradition, has earned them the title Masters of Water. Soos and I hit the road again and headed to the region of Brabant, where this story began. What up? I'm in Nuenen. Most of you don't know where that is. I wasn't even sure where that was before a few days ago. Now I know. Small village, South Holland. Going to this glow-in-the-dark cycle path, blew a tire on my bike, a little bit behind, trying to catch the sun, racing the sun. Suckers! What you see here is the Van Gogh cycle path created by Dutch designer Dan Rozengaard. If you look closely, you can see the phosphorus stones in the path that are starting to glow. At night, these solar-powered stones shine brilliantly and form patterns made to resemble Vincent van Gogh's famous Starry Night painting. It's pretty damn cool. It's also hard to capture, which makes it more special in my book. The only way to really experience the Van Gogh cycle path is to go there. Rozengaard, the designer, is like Julian and Hank back at Fast, an innovator when it comes to the fusion of sustainability and design. Among other projects, Rozengaard is currently working on a smart highway which would replace the need for streetlights with something similar to the technology used in this path. Art and design can be a powerful social engine. Graffiti, or its more refined child street art, has fascinated me since the day I discovered Banksy back in the day. Its origins are crude, but its essence is a voice of democracy shouting, "You cannot keep me silent, and I will be heard." Though I tire of endless look-alike burners and amateurs with a spray can, I do love the idea of our world as a canvas and integrating artistry into everything that we do. What does that mean? Well, it's a question. La Cloche. That place. And La Cloche.
Not long O, it's a short O.
It's a short O.
Like cloche.
Cloche.
Yes, not like cloche, but like cloche.
Cloche. La Cloche. I just can't get it right. It's okay. La Cloche. That's where we are now. It's a beautiful bed and breakfast here in Nuenen, where Van Gogh spent 2 years of his life and did something like 200 works, and where he became an artist here. And it's a little cottage outside of Eindhoven, in the region of Brabant. And we're going to head to this place called de Efteling. Am I getting that one right? No. De Efteling. De Efteling.
So when I was 5, I guess, my mom took me to the Efteling, and when we were sitting in the train, she was just telling a little bit about the park and what I was going to see, and then she also said that there will be a dragon. There will be a dragon sitting on the chest, a chest filled with gold, and he sits there and he's protecting his gold. So I could not stop asking my mom if he was on a leash, if he was in a cage, if I would come close to him or see him, that he wouldn't attack me. And I was so scared. I could not stop asking, but Mom, is he dangerous? Does he have a leash? Oh yeah, there it is.
And right on cue, he is not on a leash, he is not in a cage, but he is getting robbed by a child. Take that gold, man, get it. Susie's first roller coaster experience is about to happen. She's excited about it. I've been called a Peter Pan and a Pied Piper, but I hope I never lose that childish sense of wonder and curiosity. I want to believe in magic, to dream on, to love forever. Life is a roller coaster. I try to embrace the fear and the thrill, though it may turn my stomach, though it has brought me certain amounts of heartbreak. As I embrace one thing, I just gotta let others go. I jumped on a train and headed toward my final destination. This road trip would end where it began, but I made a pit stop in the media capital of Hilversum to play some music with my friends Michiel and John the Wanderer. And the next day I had a little trouble getting to Amsterdam. Yeah, so I'm standing on the train in Hilversum at about 9:30. Standing on the train, train's not going. All of a sudden they say something in Dutch. Of course I don't understand, have to ask what is going on. And power outage. You walk off the train and everything's dark, everything's shut down, so I figure a way to get on a bus, jump on a bus. Takes about an hour and a half to get to the Amstel station in Amsterdam. Then gotta figure out, okay, I guess I'll take this tram, ask a few questions, jump off on the map where I think is a good place to walk to Wester Park, where I'm going, and now I'm in the final steps of that. And in the end, you know, that's travel, it's an adventure. You jump on board, you get lost, and you get found. And you learn things, you do interesting things, and whatever, you gotta smile about it even when it sucks. I finally made it to Wester Park, which you see here. It was a drizzly couple of days in Amsterdam, but I enjoyed hanging out in the Jordan neighborhood where big Saturday markets of all kinds of goods and goodies pop up. In this particular market, I found a favorite. This place. An authentically designed, warm, welcoming, good music playing booth serving up a classic Dutch treat. I'm a sucker for pastries, and the Dutch have some good ones. I'd had these guys before with Soos. Puffertjes! Okay, stroopwafel time. My favorite of the Dutch treats. These guys right behind me are making them. Let's watch them. Stroopwafel. But there's more to the Dutch culinary tradition, like these things, or my personal favorite. Some stampot. How are you?
It's a traditional Dutch food that you can get really fancy, but this is great. I'm at the Hague in central Utrecht. €2.50 for this, €2.50 for that. It's really delicious mashed potatoes with stuff mixed in. This is the sauerkraut and ham, and the Dutch sausage. Yummy, yummy, yummy. I like to give my Dutch friends a hard time that Texas, where I was born and raised, is over 16 times the size of Holland. The Netherlands is not a big place. That said, its contribution to culture and society is tremendous. They were pioneers of globalization, open societies, and modern democracy. Today, they continue to be a hotbed of innovation and out-of-the-box thinking. And on top of it all, they're just good, friendly people. And with that, I leave you with one more lesson. Hope you enjoy the ride. 2 things to know. Dankjewel, alsjeblieft. 2 words in Dutch that are very important. Thank you and you're welcome. Dankjewel, thank you, alsjeblieft, you're welcome. Goedemorgen, goedendag, fijne avond, fijne nacht. Hope you enjoyed this episode of Wander West. For more information about everything you saw and heard on this video, visit wanderwestroadtrips.com. That's wanderwestroadtrips.com.